Hello, Peerless Road Church, and hello, worldwide family, to another Thrive in 5 as we sit here on location at Fields of the Wood in Murphy, North Carolina. Now, behind me is a very powerful, creative thought. It looks like some pavement and a lot of grass that has been cut out, but it's not. It's a landing strip here at Fields of the Woods that at one time in the mid-1900s was used to land small Cessna-style airplanes here at Fields of the Wood. Ministers and different ones would get up in airplanes and would go and would drop tracts across communities in an effort to take the gospel to the world. Now, they were ahead of their times, and that creative flow had to come from somewhere. Now, I'm going to step out of the way because throughout this, I want us to focus on the path that has been laid before us. There's nothing new under the sun. There's no sermons that probably haven't been preached from somewhere because God gives inspiration. But here's the understanding, is that in this day and time, even churches are creating what they call creatives team. What that is it's men and women of all generations that have a creative edge, and they're able to get on and do graphic artists, and they're able to do graphics or do videos and whatever it takes to get the message out, beyond the walls. You've been seeing a lot about PRC Beyond the Walls because you've seen people doing worship and leading worship. We've had communion in our families. We've done messages from studios to churches to fields and even here at physical locations outside of the state. Why? Because we want to get the message of the gospel out. It was never meant to stay within the walls. The walls are where we should receive training, and it's where we go beyond the walls that we see the impact. It's on the walls, inside the walls of the church, that we receive the seeds, and we're to go outside of the walls to plant those seeds. Paul gives us a powerful illustration when it comes to creativity. He said, I plant, Apollos may water, but it's God who gives the increase. Can I tell you, in this day and age where we find it may be difficult to go and to make videos, or some churches may even feel like they have to shut down because they're behind the curve. Don't get defeated. Don't get sad. Step in and allow the creative juices of the Holy Spirit to speak into your life. Allow Him to show you a new path. You may not continue on the path that you were on. God may be blazing a new path. This may be literally a pivotal moment in which you are finding yourself pivoting from how you have done it to a new way. But don't get discouraged, because the God of creativity, the God who is so creative that He created the world and all of its existence. He created the beautiful trees and the mountains in which we see behind us. He created all the sky and all the fowls that fly in it. If we know anything about God, we know He is a creative being. So in this time, do you really think that the God of creation cannot give you a creative thought of how to share the message of the gospel? Of course He can. So don't get mad. Get on your knees and begin to ask God to give you creativity, or to bring people around you that can be creative. Can I tell you that we're all in this together, and that the message of the gospel of Jesus Christ is now reaching more places, more ways, and more times than it ever has before. Because a lot of us are shut down. A lot of us are in situations right now where we can't leave our homes. But the message of the gospel is going out further, wider, and deeper than it ever has before. And so can I tell you, I want to say a special thank you to my tech team. They can't cut this out. Mike Luthley, Renee Rodriguez, Angela Lawson, all of my other staff members, thank you so much for helping us to get the message of the gospel out into the world to fulfill the gospel commission. And so I may not be a creative being, and you may not be a creative being. So surround yourself with people. Ask God for laborers, because the harvest is ready. Ask God for creative people that will come alongside them and just let them be creative. Let them go. It'll push you because you're not used to it, but that's how God does it. Can I tell you that now is the greatest time to allow God to speak to us? So God, give us new ways. Show us new paths. Show us new ways. And to those of you that are creative, if you're sitting there with creative juices flowing, find somebody to help. Go to your pastor. Go to your youth pastor, children's pastors, or others, and tell them, hey, God has gifted me like this, and I want to help us thrive and not just survive this coronavirus pandemic. I'm so glad that you've joined us, It's been 5 minutes. Have a great day, and I'll see you on the next one.